Where we last left off on my Blu-ray collection, we were doing, we did like the first, I don't know however much of it was, I did kind of my collections phase. And now we're kind of still, we're going to go into, there's, the next section's Disney movies that I own, and then from there on, it's just movies. It's just movies in alphabetical order. Now this is, as I go through them, they're going to be a little kind of janky alphabetical, because the way I pulled them off the shelf, it's just, I'm going to read them right out of the stack, so I think it's going to be like, kind of like reverse alphabetical order in the sections that I took them out in. So yeah, I just have a big stack of Blu-rays here, so let's get to it. Alright, first up we have the Pixar movies that I own. I don't own all of Pixar's movies, and I haven't even seen all of Pixar's movies, to be honest. But you'll see the ones that I have seen and own. I have A Bug's Life. What I think a lot of people kind of forget about this movie, I was watching an interview with Dave Foley, the guy who does the voice of Flick in the movie recently, on Kevin Pollak's Chat Show on YouTube. You can just search it up. Dave Foley, Kevin Pollak's Chat Show. It's like a 2-hour long or an hour and a half long interview. And he was just talking about how this, you know, when it comes to the Pixar movies, they kind of, you know, they don't really acknowledge it too much. Sorry, I think the guy just tried by and make a noise. I don't know what happened. Did he sneeze? I think he sneezed as he drove a guy in a golf cart. Alright. But, you know, was talking about how this is kind of like almost like the forgotten Pixar movie a little bit. I like this movie a lot. I saw it in theaters, so it's always stuck with me. I saw it, like I said, in the theaters. So this was kind of my introduction to Pixar outside. No, not my introduction to Pixar. I saw Toy Story in theaters. But, you know, it was kind of a big big part of why I love Pixar so much, and one of the reasons it's kind of at the foundation of my love for Pixar. So I think it's a very important Pixar movie, particularly, you know, sentimentally for me, or particularly just, you know, for me. But at the same time, I think probably the same case for a lot of people. Up next, Monsters, Inc. Not much I can say about that, except for damn fine movie. Makes me cry every single time I watch it because I'm a big old blubber baby. And leading up after that, Monsters University. I like this movie a lot. I like the Monsters University a fair bit. I always enjoy going back and watching it. I think it's a little bit more kiddie than the first one. I find it to be a bit more, you know, lighter Pixar fare. But it's good. I think it's, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's very well made. Got Finding Nemo. This is the Ultimate Collector's Edition, so look out. It's Blu-ray, Blu-ray 3D, digital copy, DVD, all that jazz. Yeah, no, but what can I say? Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is amazing. Love that movie so much. I missed that one in the theaters. I don't believe I saw that in the theaters. Maybe I'm lying to you. I might have seen that in theaters. This is one I definitely saw in theaters. The Incredibles. That's a fantastic one. Love that. Incredibles 2 is being made right now. Same director. Brad Bird's coming back doing that. Super excited for that. They're all coming back. WALL-E. WALL-E! One I don't think I've seen all the way. I've seen it in bits ever since the first time I watched it, but Christmas Day, the year that came out, I think. We got it on DVD. One of my siblings got it on DVD and we watched it. And my dad was just beside himself. He was laughing. I always like whenever we were watching stuff and my dad laughs at something, it makes whatever I'm watching like 80 times better, because he doesn't laugh at everything. But he laughs at the stupidest stuff sometimes too, and that's funny as well. But no, he loved WALL-E. And I was quite endeared to it as well. So, but I haven't really watched it all the way through since that first time. Up next, Toy Story 3. I don't think I have any of the other Toy Stories. I just have Toy Story 3. This isn't the Ultimate Collector's Edition, but it comes with all the same stuff that the other one did. It has the Blu-ray 3D and 3D, or Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray and DVD digital copy. The reason I have all these movies in 3D is I might have explained in the last video. I have a projector, but I also have the Xbox can do 3D. Xbox One can do 3D Blu-rays, and I have these glasses that auto-read whatever signal, or 3D signal it is, and it's just voila, 35 bucks for 3D at home. Isn't that awesome? And so I use that, and it's like a home theater. I actually kind of like, I like it in the theater 3D, but I really like it at home 3D too. It's really cool. So yeah, Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3. I mean, come on. Up. I won't say anything else about that movie. Brave, I've never watched this all the way through. I swear I've started this movie 3 or 4 times, and I get 20 minutes in each time, and I'm like, what else can I be watching right now? Not that I don't like it. Again, Ultimate Collector's Edition, Blu-ray 3D, it has all the same things. Why isn't Toy Story 3 the Ultimate Collector's Edition? The #1 animated film of the year, 8026796. That's what that sticker says. That's all it says. If you had the chance to watch this movie, would you? In my case, not yet. One day, I will be locked in a room and I will be forced to watch it, and it'll happen. So that's all the Pixar movies I own. Other than that, I have the Pixar shorts collections. They're short film collections, 1 and 2. There might be another one now. Maybe, maybe not. I can't remember. But yeah, these are pretty damn great. If you've ever seen any of the Pixar movies, you've seen you know, some of the shorts that have played in front of the movies. Definitely the theaters. I mean, I don't know if it happens that way on the Blu-ray. Yeah, it doesn't. So you know, if you've seen it in the theaters, you would have seen the shorts, and they are incredible. They always surprise me how much they really connect me to a character or a story, or without saying anything. Typically, they don't usually have dialogue much, if at all. So it's always really incredible, the visual storytelling that they are able to kind of simplify and distill into this like perfect storytelling blend. You know, they're great. They're great at it. And they can tap into it, and they just, man, amazing artists working on that all the way around with music and visuals and just technique, and they're gorgeous too. That's the thing, is if you look, you know, particularly with these volumes of the digital shorts, the short films. I'm going off a tangent with this, but just the progression is insane. Starting off with the original, I can't remember what it's called. It's like Bongo or something like that. I don't think, is it Bongo? I can't remember. Something like that, where it was the first animation they had done. And they're photorealistic at this point. I mean, if you've seen Good Dinosaur, you know, whatever you think about that movie, it's the animation. There's photorealistic animation in that, in the environments. Despite there being cartoony characters inhabiting this photorealistic world, it's crazy. The water in that movie, it looks insane. Anyway, they're amazing artists, and even the shorts look incredible, and have that level of quality as well. So, yeah, I can't say enough about Pixar. I think they're an incredible company, and you keep doing you, Pixar. Make a million Cars movies if you want to, as long as we get a good one every once in a while. And then the rest of my Disney collection, I have a lot of animation. Well, not a lot of animation. Not the ones you would expect, I think. I've seen more of the Disney animated movies than I own, but it's been more so just, I don't know why I haven't bought a lot of the Disney ones. Usually they're always full price. That's the thing, is they're always full price. I think is what, because, you know, I own a lot of movies, and one of the reasons why I own a lot of movies is because they were cheap. I bought them cheap when they were like $5 or $7 or $10. You know, I don't always buy movies when they first come out, and Disney movies are always $20. I can't, unless there's a sale going on. You're hard pressed to find it online, particularly, which I bought most of my Blu-rays online. Some of them at Walmart. It's definitely they're expensive. They're expensive. They add up. You can't just bulk buy Disney movies. Otherwise, you're gonna be plopping thousands of dollars down. So this is when I own the rest of the Disney movies. I made Pixar a priority because I really connect with their movies the most. But I do enjoy a lot of the traditional animation, like Beauty and the Beast. This is the Diamond Edition. The exact same thing as the Super Duper Collector's Edition, or whatever the fuck it was before. Excellent. I've watched this in 3D, and it is incredible. Looks great. Animation is amazing. Also, to this one, The Lion King. It's the Diamond Edition as well. I saw this in theaters in 3D when they re-released it, and this is also the first movie I ever remember seeing in the theaters. It was oh man, holy crap! It literally is like pretty much the anniversary of that. Today is the 5th, July the 6th. I'm filming this on the 6th, and July 4th, we went and saw The Lion King in the theater. What would that have been? 93? 93, right? Yeah. I was 4. For a date. Gosh, all the issued copyright dates on this is 2011, because I guess this is when the Blu-ray was issued. No. Is that when they... I don't know. Maybe that's when they reprinted it. Anyway, something like 14 years ago. No, that's stupid. 14 years ago? No. 24 years. Yeah. Something like 24, 23 years ago. Almost to the day. I remember seeing this movie. The first movie I ever remember seeing was the part where Rafiki is where Simba is chasing Rafiki in the towards the end of the movie through the brush, and the Mufasa scene of him in the sky, and that stuck with me. That's one of the first things I remember seeing in that movie. And yeah, so saw that in theaters. And then I saw it when they re-released it in 3D, and that was gorgeous, and really kind of brought me back and was like, holy crap, this movie is incredible. It's an incredible theater experience. If you ever have a chance to see it in the theater, definitely do so. But yeah, Lion King. Then I have The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. I've never seen it, so I just own it because I'm like, I should own it. I don't know why I bought it. But, you know, I did because it was just like, I want to watch it at some point. This one's pretty cool. The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. The reason I bought this pack was for The Rescuers Down Under. As a kid, The Rescuers Down Under came out in the 90s, right? Yeah. Because the original came out in, like, the 70s? There was a long gap between the films, and we had Rescuers Down Under on VHS, and I watched that VHS ad nauseum. I watched it so much, and I liked it a whole bunch, and I still have never seen the original, which is... I've seen the Nostalgia Critics review of it, and so I've seen, you know, the kind of the parallels between the movies and the anyway, just the differences between the movies and stuff. And so I've never seen the original, but I've seen, you know, I know the rough story and how it plays out and all that jazz. But anyway, that movie. Up next, James and the Giant Peach, also another one I had on a VHS. I watched a whole crap ton, and that's one that freaked me out as a kid, but I liked it a whole bunch. Christmas Carol, Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol. I saw this in theaters in 3D. Robert Zemeckis, man. Frankenweenie. I still have never watched this. This was one I got it around when it came out on Blu-ray. So I intended on watching it, and I bought it on 3D because at the time I was buying up 3D movies, I believe, and I was like, yeah, I want to watch that at some point. And I'd love to watch this in 3D on my projector, so maybe one day. Speaking of 3D on my projector, Tron Legacy 3D. This movie is infectious. Every single time I start it, the second the movie's music starts, like literally the first frame of the movie, the second the Disney logo pops up and the music starts, I'm on board. From like when I saw it in theaters. Now I have never seen. Well, I've seen the original Tron, but I've never. That was a long ass time ago, and I don't remember much about it. Like I remember like the visuals and stuff, but I don't remember much about the story. I remember David Warner and him being the bad guy and stuff, and him going blah 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 blah, and the user, and oh that's Tron, and Jeff Bridges' character, and all that stuff. But Tron Legacy, man, the music is incredible, and the movie is just it's filmed. It's shot so beautifully, and the effects really do hold up pretty well. I don't like last time I watched it. I don't really remember thinking. Well, the young Jeff Bridges is a little weird, but I think other than that, being a little wonky, all the other effects have definitely held up pretty well. And it's just a fun movie, and it has this. It has that thing, It has the little movie magic sprinkled on it that every single time you're just like, hell yeah. Next one's kind of funny. John Carter 3D. Now this I bought when I was getting the 3D movies initially. This is 2012 when I first got my 3D monitor. So I bought it, and I didn't end up watching it in 3D on my monitor, but I did watch it on my iPad, and because I had the digital from this. And yeah, John Carter 3D, man. Fisher's meowing. That's what he thinks about it. Oof. It's not a terrible movie. It's just it's bland. The movie, bland blockbuster. The Blandbuster. The movie. John Carter. The Blandbuster 3D. Very. Mary Poppins, the 50th anniversary edition. This I think I got more so recently. I think I bought it at Walmart. I've never seen Mary Poppins. I've seen the spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go a million times, because we used to have a Disney sing-along song VHS that had that song on it, and I've seen I've heard a lot about it, and I've also seen Saving Mr. Banks, the movie about the writer of the what's her name? The writer of the book that these are based on. This movie's based on. So I saw that movie, which was loosely about the making of this movie. Well, it was partially about the making of this movie. It's half her story, half this. And yeah, so I've seen a fair bit of clips of it and parts of it and stuff, but I've never seen it sat down from beginning to end ever in my life. I've been thinking about doing a series on my channel called The Essentials, because there's a lot of movies that a lot of people would consider like really kind of movies you need to see that I've never seen, including Citizen Kane, which I do own, but take that as you will. So, yeah. I should do that at some point. Let me know if you'd be interested. And last but not least, why? Maleficent. It was a solid movie. I bought it, hadn't seen it before I bought it, and then I watched it, and I was like, yeah, alright. I may watch that again. No, probably not. I don't know. It's a different place, and I look different, and I'm actually in the new apartment. Sorry, I didn't get to film all the other stuff, and I'm streaming this at the same time, too. So if you saw this on stream, leave in the chat the comments about how you saw this on stream. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get to the movies. So this isn't going to be in any particular order. It's going to be roughly alphabetical, but not really. I kind of just took them in chunks and put them in boxes, so they're kind of slapdash alphabetical. They're probably going to jump around. They'll be in order for a little bit, and then they're going to hop around. So let's do this. Oh, and if you hear anybody walking around above me, it's because I'm on the first floor now, and there's somebody above me, and we can hear them walking. It's kind of strange, but I don't mind it. Dun, 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 dun. Dr. Horrible's sing-along vlog. Very, very good one. If you've never seen this, I highly recommend it. Dracula Untold. I have not watched this yet. I've heard it's alright. This was supposed to be the start of the Dark Universe thing, and it didn't work out, and then The Mummy came out, and that was supposed to be the start of that, and that didn't work out either, but I guess they're going to stick with that one. So, Dracula Untold. Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's kind of hard to see there. Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is Francis Ford Coppola's movie. I've seen most of it. It's pretty good. It's very creative. I thought it's a beautiful movie. Very well shot and very creative with some of the stuff. Doubt. Very, very good movie. It's a movie full of powerhouse performances. Doom. The Rock. Carl Urban. Need I say more? This movie's kind of... This is a bit of a guilty pleasure for me, but at the same time, it kind of pisses me off at the same time. So,
But it has Doug Jones in it, and I interviewed him, and he laughed when I said I forgive him for being in Doom, because I love me some Doug Jones. If you haven't seen my interview with Doug Jones on my channel, you should totally just go on my channel, search Doug Jones, and watch that interview. It was pretty cool. The movie that I was interviewing them about hasn't come out yet, but hopefully soon. Donnie Darko, this is a good one, Donnie Darko. That's all I have to say about Donnie Darko. Domino, another good one. Tony Scott, the amazing Tony Scott. That was one of the first movies of his I saw, maybe. Killing Them Softly, this is also a pretty good one. It's a really good kind of crime movie with Brad Pitt, and it's kind of insanely ultra-violent at points. I wasn't really expecting that going in. John Q, this is a good Sunday afternoon television movie to watch. Jersey Boys, I haven't watched this one. I got this because Liz was kind of interested in it, and it's directed by Clint Eastwood, and it's based on the Broadway play, I believe. It just looked good, so I bought it, and I haven't watched it, but I don't know if I ever will. Magnolia, this is a fucking excellent one. Magnolia, it's Paul Thomas Anderson. I'm a major fan of his. I own, I think, all of his movies. I haven't seen all of his movies, but I've seen most of them, and he is a fantastic director. This is an essential. This is an essential. If you do not own this movie, drop everything right now and order it on Amazon. The Professional, Leon the Professional, excellent movie from the director of Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, upcoming here, Luc Besson, and the director of Fifth Element. He actually made this while he was doing Fifth Element, while he was in pre-production for Fifth Element, and it's an excellent movie. One of the best films I've ever seen. It's my brother's favorite movie, and for good reason. I think it's a tie between Glengarry Glen Ross and this for my brother. Legion! This is a random one, but this is another guilty pleasure one. I quite like Legion. Also has Doug Jones in it. He's the ice cream man. There's a part where he's just like, with a super long mouth. Oh yeah, he's right there on the back. He's right there. Doug Jones! Doug Jones! Yeah, this is a guilty pleasure one. This is one of the stupidest lines I've ever heard in a movie, where he's like, doesn't look like any cop I've ever seen, even ones from LA. Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole. This is Zack Snyder directing a kids movie, and it is exactly like what you would think a Zack Snyder kids movie would be. Depressing as fuck and dark and beautiful. I saw this on my birthday, the year it came out, which was 2010. This was my birthday movie. Every once in a while, like every single year, I always go see a movie for my birthday. A couple years ago, it was Prisoners. Last year, I think it was 2 years ago or last year, it was Black Mass. I remember Signs was one of them. It was my 13th birthday. Like I really like to try to kind of pick a movie I think I'm really gonna like for my birthday stuff. And this year, there's so much shit coming out around my birthday. Like Star Trek comes back. That's gonna be super fun. You have The Dirty Dozen. This is just a classic war film. It's kind of essential. It's a lot of movies have been derived from this. Guardians of the Galaxy particularly, and a million other things. It's just kind of that staple of getting together a lot of the undesirables to save the day. It's pretty much Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. Let's just call it that. District 9, Neil Blomkamp, who's making a major resurgence right now with his Oat Studio stuff on Steam and YouTube. So if you haven't checked out his Oat Studio shorts, you totally should. District 9, this was a movie that kind of shaped my Halo fanism because I mean he was supposed to do the Halo movie and that fell through, and Peter Jackson was like, hey, we still want to make a movie with you, and they kind of went off his short film that he had made previously about District 9, and so this is a really great movie. It very much inspired me when I was in my kind of later teens, and kind of solidified like, hey, I want to make movies. So you go, Neil Blomkamp, you do you. Elf, classic Christmas movie. I just love the optimism of this movie. It's I saw this in theaters and it made me laugh pretty hardcore. Well, I didn't see this in theaters. What I did was I went and saw Scary Movie 3 with my friend, and then his mom and his sister went and saw this. And so once we were done with Scary Movie 3, we just went into the theater and watched the rest of Elf. I haven't done that in a long time, by the way. I don't do that. I don't steal from movie theaters by seeing other movies. Don't do that, children. I'm pointing at the chat as well. Ed Wood! This is a weird one, but also a very good one, starring the late Martin Landau, who passed away just the other day. That made me so sad. He's amazing as Bela Lugosi. I think he was nominated for an Oscar. He had to have been. Yes, he was Did he win? Oh, he won Best Supporting Actor for Bela Lugosi. He's excellent in this movie. If you have not seen it, it's a tragic role. Very, very sad, but at the same time, very, very, like, there's just some good uplifting moments in this movie. And this movie really teaches you, you know, it's okay to be you, you know? It's all about being you and doing you and, you know, shoot for the moon. Ed Wood's, this is another kind of slightly optimistic movie. No, slightly. It's definitely a bit of an optimistic movie. Ed Wood's the kind of guy who's just happy with everything and is just happy to be making movies. So yeah. Good one. It's one of my favorite Tim Burton movies, that's for darn sure. Speaking of Johnny Depp and Tim Burton, Edward Scissorhands. This is this is another one I've never seen all the way through. I've seen parts of throughout my life, never watched it all the way through. Mel Gibson in Edge of Darkness. This was kind of his resurgence in his career. Yeah, it's a good one. I liked it. It was a little twisty, kind of fun, a little noirish. I dug it. I dug it. I like Mel Gibson. He's an asshole, but, you know, he's a good actor. And director. There Will Be Blood. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's excellent. Alright, I'm going to try to go a little bit more rapid fire through a lot of these. Rapid fire, like I said, I'm going to do this whole row rapid fire. It's going to be amazing. Okay, here we go. Eastern Promises, Cronenberg, haven't seen it. Dumb and Dumber, have seen it. Due Date, I've seen it too. That's a good one. I like Due Date. Drive, a little. I think this movie's a little overrated, but at the same time, still pretty good. And ultra violent at points. There's a lot of movies that kind of just surprise me every once in a while with their ultra violence. This is Spinal Tap, turning up to 11 every single day, all day. Have seen this one. It's great. The Thing, the original. Oh my God! I saw this at the Alamo not too long ago in the theater, and that was an experience. I love The Thing. It's great. The Thing prequel sucks. Tintin 3D. The Client. The Client's good. Joel Schumacher before Batman and Robin, I think. That was before Batman and Robin, right? Was it 90? Yeah, 94. Oh yeah, that was definitely before Batman and Robin. Three Kings. Unforgiven. I haven't seen this, and I think it's unforgivable that I haven't. Uncle Buck, excellent movie. John Candy is amazing. Ted, the unrated edition, hilarious movie. Tomb Raider, the first one, remake coming out with Alicia Vikander soon, so hell yeah, I love Alicia Vikander. She was in Ex Machina, if you haven't seen it. She was the robot lady and was amazing. To Kill a Mockingbird, 50th anniversary edition. It's been 50 years since To Kill a Mockingbird? Well, I guess it was 50 years, like 5 years ago. Anyway, To Kill a Mockingbird. Boo Radley. Boo Radley. The score, I heard Marlon Brando was terrible on the set of this, but I have never seen it. I've seen parts of it on TV, that's why I bought it. Scarface, this is a steelbook. I have 2 copies of this. One was not a steelbook, but when I saw it on steelbook, I was like, I have to get it. I've never seen this movie ever in my life. I've only seen parts of it. Just very tiny parts of it. And obviously, to say hello to my little friend Steve. They're remaking it right now with Diego Luna? No? Yeah. Saving Private Ryan, excellent movie, an essential. I want to do a series on my channel that I call The Essentials, where I go through, because there's so many of the great movies, including Citizen Kane. This is why I want to do this, where I watch the essential movie, like the great movies that I've always heard are great, but I've never seen. And there's a good handful of them, like Casablanca. I've never seen Casablanca. Maltese Falcon. I've never seen that. I've seen parts of that. I've seen parts of Casablanca as well. Anyway, The Sandlot. That's an essential. Rubber, somebody was asking me on stream a couple weeks ago if I had seen this. I have seen it, and it's amazing. It's a movie about a psychic tire that kills people. Watch it. And it was filmed on DSLRs as well. Rounders, this is one of my brother's favorite movies. He's a big poker guy. I've never seen it. I bought it a million years ago because he's always telling me I need to watch it, but I haven't seen it. So, Role Models, this one surprised me when I watched this. It's just random comedy about LARPing and stuff. With Paul Rudd and Seann William Scott, and it's hilarious. Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Road to Perdition, excellent movie. Sam Mendes, the guy who did Skyfall and Spectre, and American Beauty, excellent film. The Road, another good one, Viggo Mortensen. He's not in too much these days. Well, not these days. He's been in things, Mr. Fantastic and stuff like that. The Right with Anthony Hopkins. I've never seen this either. I kind of heard wishy-washy things about it. But there was a period in like 2012 where my channel was doing very well, and I was also just like starting my Blu-ray collection like full on, and I kind of was buying any movie I would ever want to watch at the time. And I would usually buy them super cheap whenever they were on deal on Amazon. So they were usually like $5 or $7. The Ring, if I were to show this to Dex, he would probably shit himself and then yell at me, so The Ring. The Way Back, this is a really good movie about a Serbian POWs during World War II. It's really, really, really fantastic. It's really depressing and sad, but it's a movie about the triumph of the human spirit. Warrior, another great one, directed by Gavin O'Connor, one of my favorite directors. He's directed Pride and Glory, Warrior. He most recently did The Accountant. He's doing The Accountant 2. I think The Accountant was all right, but still a very solid movie. A little predictable, but still a very solid movie. Warhorse here. This is a Spielberg movie. I think this is a modern classic Spielberg movie. It's very Spielbergy. I love it. Walk the Line. I've never seen this. And I love Joaquin Phoenix. I love Johnny Cash. I have Live from Folsom Prison on record. That's a good one. I just haven't watched it, which is kind of a sin because I love me some Johnny Cash. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Van Helsing, yes. Yes. Please make this canon to the Dark Universe, please. Because I want Hugh Jackman to come back as Van Helsing. Please. Please. There was one point where they were saying Tom Cruise was going to be Van Helsing, and that didn't end up being the case. Speaking of Tom Cruise, Valkyrie, directed by Bryan Singer. Great World War II movie. A story that I was not aware of about Nazis who were trying to stop Hitler. So that was pretty cool. Usual Suspects, a movie that Kevin Pollak talks about a million times a day on Kevin Pollak's chat show, which I have not watched. Also Bryan Singer. That's 2 Bryan Singer movies in a row. That's kind of weird. I guess it is TUV though. UV. Yeah, that's interesting. One of Bryan Singer's first movies. Never seen it. I've barely seen any of this. I really need to watch it. This is one of the essentials that I need to watch. Wolf Creek 2. I don't have Wolf Creek. Actually, no, I do have Wolf Creek, but it's on DVD. Wolf Creek 2, I haven't watched this one yet, but Wolf Creek is pretty damn good. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Need I say more? Where the Wild Things Are. Spike Jonze's movie. I've seen most of this. Kind of watched like the first hour of it, and I was like, huh, this is kind of bland, but cool. Character design's really cool. And the effects are really neat too. We Were Soldiers, Mel Gibson, another Mel Gibson movie. I haven't watched that one all the way through either. There's something you need to know about me. I've watched a little bit of a lot of movies, and I've watched a lot of movies, but I've watched more of a little bit. That movie sucks. Which one? Which one sucks? Where the Wild Things Are? It looked really great, and then I bought it and started watching it, and I was like, meh. Have you seen 1941? I haven't. Hey, Ashura. The Heights. Anyway, hello everybody. If you're new in the chat, hello. I'm just taking a break while going through these. How y'all doing? Sharknado. Oh man, I wish I had Sharknado. James Gandolfini. Rip James Gandolfini. Aw. Dan, have you ever have the pleasure of seeing The Room? Well, we'll get to it, but I have The Room on DVD or on Blu-ray, and it's signed by Tommy Wiseau. So yes. Dan, have you seen Repo or The Devil's Carnival? Hold on one second. I saw Devil's Carnival, Alleluia, in Denver with, it was, Darren Lynn Bozeman was supposed to be there, but it was just with Terrence Zdunick, the guy who plays the devil, right there, and Bill Moseley. So we got to see Bill Moseley and Terrence, and we got to see it live with them there and everything. It was super fun. I bought the VIP passes for it, and Liz and I really like the Devil's Carnival movies. And yes, I have seen Repo as well. Titanic, 3D. I haven't watched it in 3D yet. The Devil's Rejects. This movie's interesting. I own it, but I didn't see it until I saw it at the Alamo. I'm kind of hit or miss with Rob Zombie movies. I think he's a little eh. The Devil's Rejects 2, The Devil's Own. The Devil's Own is a very good movie with Brad Pitt and Harrison Ford, where Brad Pitt has a terrible Irish accent. Ex Machina, excellent movie. Event Horizon, that's another pretty good one. A little wonky, but it's a pretty good one. Devil's Advocate. The Devil's Advocate's a really good movie with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino from the 90s, where Al Pacino plays the devil. E.T., the extraterrestrial classic, that's a must-have. Escape from L.A. I don't have Escape from New York, which is kind of stupid because I like Escape from New York better than Escape from L.A. But Escape from New York might have been full price at the time, and this was super cheap, so I bought this. If you ever want to see Snake Plissken surfing through the causeway in L.A. On a big tidal wave with some bullshit, then this is the movie for you. Enemy at the Gates. It's a movie where Ron Perlman plays a Russian soldier who has a British accent. He's an American guy doing a British accent, playing a Russian soldier. End of watch, David Ayer, pretty early on in his career. There's some really, this is a movie, man. This is a really kind of like, there's some tough parts of that movie where I was like, oh, holy shit. Lucky Number 11, I've never watched this. This is another one my brother recommended. The Machinist, excellent movie. Christian Bale lost a shit ton of weight for that. That's a really good one. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. This is his role he did just before Batman Begins. Lost in Space. This one I grew up with. We had on VHS, so I watched that a whole bunch growing up. Heat, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, cannot go wrong. Height of their careers. Harsh Times with Christian Bale. I bought this just because I was kind of trying to get a lot of Christian Bale's filmography. I haven't watched it yet. I think it's directed by, yeah, this is David Ayer as well. You know, want to check that out at some point. Gotta have that David Ayer machismo. Hard Candy. Liz and I were talking about this one the other day. This is a good one. I like this one. Patrick Wilson, Ellen Page, pretty damn great. Hannibal. I've seen parts of it. Heard this isn't as good. This is Ridley Scott doing, picking up after Silence of the Lambs, continuing that on with a recast Julianne Moore as Darling, I think her name is. I can't remember. Gary Oldman's in it. Hannah. They're making a TV show out of that soon. Hangover, the Hangover Part 2, and The Hangover. I don't have Part 3 yet. I do need to get that to complete that collection. But I like the Hangover series a lot. The second one's pretty much a retread, and the third one, I haven't seen it since the theaters, but I remember the third one being pretty good. I liked John Goodman in that. Halo 4, Forward Unto Dawn. I haven't watched this yet, but I was like, this is the kind of, I was always itching to see kind of like a live-action Chief thing going on. And I've seen the first episode. I remember watching this on Machinima, but I never watched it all. And The Guest. This is Adam Wingard's movie. He's the guy who did like You're Next and other things. He's doing the upcoming Death Note on Netflix. That looks pretty good. His Blair Witch movie kind of sucked, though. When I say kind of sucked, I mean definitely sucked. Sorry, Adam Wingard, I love you, but that movie, meh. Grindhouse, I've never seen this. I've never seen Grindhouse. I bought it kind of for the completionism of my Tarantino collection. But I've heard mixed things about it, so I don't know. But I've always wanted to watch it, so one day. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this was when it was restored to 4K. And they re-released the Blu-ray. Liz and I went and saw this at the Alamo Drafthouse in 4K, and it was loud and awesome. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. This is another great one with Deb from Dexter, if you've never seen that. Gone with the Wind. This one I have seen. This is one of the essentials I have seen. This is a classic. Very, very good movie. Face Off. This is a modern day classic. Yeah, no, Face Off. I'm gonna take his face off. Alright, if you've seen that movie, you will understand both of those references. Gone Baby Gone. I've watched this finally recently. This is Ben Affleck's directorial debut, starring Casey Affleck, Morgan Freeman, and Ed Harris, and Ed Wood, and Michelle Monaghan. Just really great cast for this one, and a really great movie. It surprised me. But I mean, it's not that surprising because everybody said it was a great movie. Godzilla, the, what's his name? Oh, Gareth Edwards, right? Was it Gareth Edwards? Gareth Edwards, I was right. Guy who did Rogue One. Really, really great movie. I thought it was good. It was, human characters a little bland, but other than that, still a pretty good movie. Needed more Bryan Cranston. How dare you? How dare you not give us enough Bryan Cranston? Gods and Generals. This is a 4-hour-long movie. Probably the only reason I bought it. The Great Debaters, starring Denzel Washington, Forrest Whitaker, directed by Denzel Washington, and starring Denzel Whitaker. Isn't that hilarious? The kid's name is Denzel Whitaker. He's the kid who's the debater. I've never seen it, though. I just bought it because at the time it looked really, really great. Grease. Unfortunately, I don't own Grease 2, but, you know. Gothica. What a weird movie. And kind of one of the first movies with Robert Downey Jr. trying to make a comeback. Interesting film. Haven't seen it quite a while, so I can't really speak to it now. I think I saw it when it came out. And I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. Good Will Hunting. That's another kind of essential of the collection. Ben and Matt getting that Oscar. Signs! Side by Side. This is actually a very, very, very interesting documentary about film movies versus digital film. So it's like digital versus film, pretty much, when it comes to movies. It's a documentary that Keanu Reeves put together. That's very, very interesting. He was a producer on it, and he also did a lot of the interviews. And it has, like it says on here, James Cameron, David Fincher, George Lucas, David Lynch, Robert Rodriguez, Martin Scorsese, Steven Soderbergh, from producer Keanu Reeves. I thought Nolan was involved with this. I could be wrong, though. Apparently not. They would have put his name on the cover. But very, very, very interesting movie. Just talking about the pros and cons of digital and film. Now it's probably a little bit dated, I'd say, but it's still very, very interesting. David Poland has a quote on the front of this. I watch David Poland's videos all the time on YouTube. He has really long, uncut interviews with actors and directors and writers. His channel is DP40. You should totally check it out. Shutter Island. I saw this in theaters. This is a really great movie. Mark Ruffalo, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ben Kingsley, Michelle Williams. Just a really, 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 really great cast. Great movie. Scorsese. It's not a very Scorsese-ish movie, but it kind of is at the same time. It's very, very good. Silent Hill, the original. I saw this in theaters as well. Interesting one. It gets a little wonky towards the end, but it's alright. Shoot 'em Up. This is a weird one. That's a weird movie. If you've ever seen Shoot 'em Up, you know what I'm talking about. The Shining, classic. Got to see that at the Alamo Drafthouse with the creepy twins and the bartender guy there in person talking about the movie. That was very interesting. Got to see that film projected as well. Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movies, which is so weird that all we need is Jude Law in the MCU, and then we'll have both Sherlock and Watson from the Sherlock movies and the Sherlock TV show, because you have Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman already in there. So there's two different Sherlocks in the MCU. That's weird, no? No? Okay. Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. I saw this movie in theaters, and it blew me away. This is an excellent movie, directed by Peter Weir, the guy who did The Truman Show. Very, very, very good movie. Master and Commander. If you like the sea stuff in Pirates of the Caribbean, this is like a more realistic version of it, and it has some amazing at-sea battles, and it's just a really, really great movie. It takes two of the Master and Commander. I think it takes... There's two separate books, Master and Commander and The Far Side of the World, and combines them both into one movie. And it's very, very interesting. Very good. Russell Crowe, Paul Bettany, very, very good. The Master, this is another Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Excellent performance by Dustin Hoffman, and Joaquin Phoenix is just... I think this was Joaquin Phoenix's first role coming back... No, it wasn't. One of his first roles coming back after he did his thing with Casey Affleck, the I'm Still Here thing. Man on Fire, another Tony Scott movie. Excellent. I miss the man greatly. He was a talented filmmaker, and it's very sad that he took his own life, because he was one of my favorite directors. Flight with Denzel Washington. That's a good one, too. That's two Denzel movies in a row. That was Robert Zemeckis. The Firm, good one. This is the most Jordan-looking cover I've ever seen to a Tom Cruise movie. So, starring Tom Cruise, The Firm. Find to Be Guilty with Vin Diesel, the only movie with Vin Diesel where he has hair. The Fighter, Christian Bale. Mark Wahlberg, very, very more Boston-y stuff. It's Boston, right? Isn't it a Boston movie? This is a good one. Earned Christian Bale his Academy Award, finally. Fight Club, that's a classic. The Fifth Element, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. This is a great movie to get super high and drive around in the desert. Don't do that, don't do that. That's not a good thing to do. Anyway, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, what a crazy fucking movie. That's a great one. Big Hero 6. This is the only one that I didn't get involved in my Disney collection. Sorry I didn't read that before. But Big Hero 6 is... This one made me laugh. So I was surprised how much I liked Big Hero 6. I wasn't thinking I was going to like it as much as I did going into it. J. Edgar. That's an interesting movie. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It has Armie Hammer and Leo DiCaprio, and it's directed by Clint Eastwood. JCVD, that's a movie where he plays himself, and there's a bank robbery and all that stuff. Haven't seen that one either. Jaws, fantastic movie. What are you talking about? It's Jaws. Jarhead, another Sam Mendes movie. I own a lot of Sam Mendes. I think I own every Sam Mendes movie. Is that weird? I think that's weird. I think I own all of Sam Mendes' movies. I bet there's one or two in there that he made that I don't own, but I own a couple. Oh yeah, I don't have that one with him and with Leo and Kate Winslet. Not Titanic, the other one. Jack Reacher. Aaron and I watched this just before he went back home. Because Aaron is a big fan of Jack Reacher, and him and I have always talked about this, and I always wanted to watch it with him because I kept saying I was going to watch it, and then I wouldn't, and then every single time he'd ask me, have you watched it yet? And I'm like, no. So Aaron and I have to watch the second one together at some point. It's a Wonderful Life. This is a movie that I kind of compared things to recently with the crazy outpour of support from all of you guys. It felt like the end of It's a Wonderful Life, where everybody was just kind of coming in and, you know, tossing into the pot, and felt like the luckiest man in Bedford Falls. So thank you, everybody. It Follows. That's a good one. I'm going to just say that's a good one to everyone. Because of course I like them, I own them. The Italian Job with Jason Statham with hair. Look at Jason Statham. He's so like, yeah, I'm in this movie. I like this movie. It's a little by the numbers, early 2000s poppy kind of movie, but I think it's decent, and it made me fall in love with Mini Coopers. Iron Sky. This is a movie I don't think I donated to. I think they did a crowdfunding thing, and I was very much following the production of this as they were, like, when they released the initial teaser trailer. I was following it a bunch, so I definitely had to buy it. Still haven't watched it though. I think they're making a second one. It's coming out soon. But I still haven't watched this. I was following it like crazy. I was super interested in it, and then I didn't watch it when it came out, or when I bought it. So I bought it to support them because I want them to, excited for them to make another one. Interesting to see how it turned out, because I still haven't watched it yet. The Invasion, where people just do this the entire time. It's pretty much half the movie. Armageddon On, the porn version of Armageddon. Interview with a Vampire, another Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt classic. The Insider, I haven't seen this one. This is a Michael Mann movie that has been on my radar for a while. Al Pacino, Russell Crowe. I love Russell Crowe. I love Al Pacino. Al Pacino's one of my favorite actors. Russell Crowe's one of my favorite actors. So I, just by the pedigree alone of all the people involved, I bought this movie because it was cheap on Amazon. So one day I will watch it. I've watched a little bit of it on, I caught it on TV a little. I'm going to have an avalanche of Blu-rays at some point. Inside Man, I think this is the only Spike Lee joint I own, but, you know, fun to smoke. This is a special one for me, The Informant. I read the book that this was based on after I watched this movie, because this movie's just so ridiculous. I had never heard this story before, and it's so very, very interesting if you haven't seen it, and Matt Damon is amazing in it. And you can't go wrong with Steven Soderbergh. Sometimes you can, but not always. Haywire? Haywire's not that great. I own that one. That's somewhere. Independence Day. I don't have Resurgence. I thought Resurgence was alright. It was goofy fun. It's kind of sad they'll probably never make another one. Jeepers Creepers. I don't own the second one. I really like the first one. Second one's alright. I guess they're making a third one? Somebody was telling me about that the other day. They were like, what do you think about Jeepers Creepers 3? And I was like, I didn't know they were making that, but they've been talking about doing it forever. Hell yeah! I Am Legend. I saw this movie 3 times in theaters. I think this was one of the first movies I ever saw 3 times in theaters. Really, really great. I liked it a lot. I like the alternate ending way better. Hysteria. This is a movie about just women's sex drives and how men used to just label it as hysteria and all that bullshit. It's a very interesting movie. Very, very timely for these days. And yeah, good one. Hurt Locker. I still haven't watched this all the way through. I've seen parts of it. I've heard amazing things about it. Has a great cast. Jimmy Renner. I call him Jimmy Renner. His name's Jeremy Renner, but I call him Jimmy Renner because I'm stupid. Yeah, Catherine Bigelow kind of didn't put her on the map. She's been around forever, but definitely one that I need to check out at some point. I've only heard amazing things about it. Hostel. I, Robot in 3D. I bought it when they re-released it in 3D. I like this movie a lot. Alan Tudyk. It was probably the first thing I ever saw Alan Tudyk in, and I was like, man, that guy's hilarious because he played the robot. And definitely one of the earlier motion capture roles because he played K2SO in Rogue One and was excellent. The Invention of Lying. I bought this in 2012 at kind of the height of my Ricky Gervais obsession. I found the SiriusXM / podcasts that Ricky Gervais had done with Stephen Merchant and Carl Pilkington, and just fell in love with Ricky and Steven and Carl, and just became a huge fan. Watched extras, watched The British Office, watched just everything that involved Ricky, and is amazing. And so I bought his movies Ghost Town and The Invention of Lying. Invention of Lying is very interesting. If you're a religious person, it deals a lot with religion and stuff like that, but it's very interesting and it's funny, and it takes place in a world where people can't lie, and Ricky is the person who invents lying, which is interesting. So yeah, then we have The Silence of the Lambs. Ooh, this stack is seriously gonna fall. In Bruges, it's hilarious if you haven't seen it. It's also really, really, really dark, but if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. This is a Terry Gilliam film. The guy from the Monty Python. He's done a lot of movies. Why am I just blanking on the movies he's done? He did 12 Monkeys. More recently, he did Zero Theorem. He finally got his Don Quixote movie made. This is Heath Ledger's last movie. He was I guess Dark Knight was his last completed film. He was half done with this one. And Johnny Depp, Jude Law, who all was it? Colin Farrell, I think it was just those three, ended up coming in and helping film the extra stuff without him. And it actually all really works, and it's an interesting movie. Terry Gilliam makes very interesting movies. The Illusionist, I like The Prestige better, but they're not very comparable in my opinion. Both are really good movies. The Ides of March, really good political movie, definitely very current with that stuff. Identity Thief takes place in Denver, pretty sure they didn't film it anywhere near. The Woman in Black, this is one of the first movies we watched in the Creature House in 2012 when we moved in. We like to watch scary movies together there a lot, and this was one of the first ones we watched. It was pretty fun. There was one point where I screamed. It was kind of hilarious. Wolf of Wall Street, Liz and I watched half of this, which was like an hour and a half in, and yeah, it was pretty good so far, but it's a long movie because it's 3 hours of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The Shawshank Redemption, my favorite movie. If you have not seen this, stop watching the stream, stop watching this video, watch Shawshank Redemption, come back 2.5 hours later, and be like, thank you, Dan, thank you for that, as if I made it. Frank Darabont, guy who did The Walking Dead and other things, directed that great movie. He also directed Green Mile and The Mist. He's done a lot of Stephen King adaptations. Shane, speaking of Walking Dead, Shame, this movie has Michael Fassbender's dick in it, that's why I bought it. I also heard good things about it, but mainly Michael Fassbender's dick. A Serbian film, you shouldn't watch that one. Seeking Friend for the End of the Earth. I haven't seen this one. I've had it on my iPad forever because I downloaded the Vudu thing for this. I bought it at the time when it came out, so I haven't seen it yet. Is it any good? Have any of you seen it? Is it good? I don't know. Secret Window. Great movie. I love that movie. Searching for Sugar Man. Still haven't watched this yet, but I've heard really, really great things about it as far as documentaries go. Mark Kermode recommended it ad nauseum. And I love a lot of the documentaries he's recommended before. So, like, The Imposter, I really need to buy that on Blu-ray, because The Imposter, if you've never seen that documentary, it's great. School of Rock, one of my favorite Jack Black movies. That's one that you can't go wrong with. Moneyball with Brad Pitt, that's another really great one. Director of photography was Wally Pfister on that. Wally Pfister had done all of Christopher Nolan's movies up to Interstellar, and he is a fantastic cinematographer. So, movie looks great, and it's also great. The Mist, speaking of Frank Darabont, this is a weird version of it. It has a really kind of crappy cover. I wasn't really crazy about the cover. It's kind of weird. I'm not 100%. It looks like stretched and stuff. But this has the black and white version with it as well, and I haven't seen it in black and white yet, but I like black and white versions of a lot of things. A Million Ways to Die in the West. Love this movie. Seth MacFarlane, hilarious. I saw it the first time. Liz and I went and saw it with Spoon and Alley in the theaters, and it was really good, but I wasn't 100% sure about it at the time. And watching it since, it's really growing on me. It's kind of like Blazing Saddles. I think the first time I watched that, it was really funny, but it didn't really fully click with me. And then watching it multiple times afterwards, it really was a different experience. Miller's Crossing. This is one of the Coen brothers' earlier movies. I just have it because I like the Coen brothers a lot. Still haven't seen it yet, though. I haven't seen a lot of their stuff. I think Raising Arizona is the earliest movie of theirs that I've seen. I don't think I've seen anyone's earlier. Napoleon Dynamite, Jesus Christ. Murder in the First, I haven't seen this, but it has Christian Slater, Kevin Bacon, and Gary Oldman, so... And it was super cheap on Amazon at the time. Or I actually probably bought that at Walmart. The Mummy Trilogy, I love the Mummy movies. I love the first two. I haven't seen much of the third one just because that one, every single time I try to watch it, it's boring as hell, and it was directed by Rob Cohen, my least favorite director. So he just makes incredibly bland movies that are so forgettable and I'm not super into. So sorry, Rob Cohen, make a good movie outside of Fast and the Furious and I might like you again. Mrs. Doubtfire, essential. Napoleon Dynamite, I love that movie. I know, I love that movie too. I love that movie so much. Michael Clayton, that's an excellent movie. This is, I think, a Canadian Blu-ray. I have a few Canadian Blu-rays that all have French writing on them, because in Canada you have to have French and English on everything. So it has two separate descriptions in French and English and all that jazz. But Michael Clayton's really great. I skipped school to go see that in theaters. Worth it. Don't skip school, kids. Mercury Rising, Bruce Willis, one of his first bald roles. A Most Violent Year, I've heard really good things, and I'm a big Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain fan, so interested to see this movie. I bought it around when it came out, and just haven't been able to see it yet. Moon, excellent movie. Duncan Jones, fantastic. Life of Brian. I haven't seen Life of Brian, but I have seen the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I still haven't seen Life of Brian yet. Is that a crime? Is this better than this one? Like, I love the Holy Grail. Like, I hear everybody talk about this throughout my entire life. I always hear people reference this. I've heard less about Life of Brian. But I'm a big Monty Python fan, so it's kind of a crime that I haven't seen it. But this is the Immaculate Edition, apparently. This is one I haven't seen, and some of you might be surprised by this. The Passion of the Christ. I remember my brother was talking up and down about this movie when it came out, and I still haven't seen it. It's probably not the highest grossing R-rated movie anymore. I think Deadpool might have knocked that down, but this was the highest grossing R-rated movie at that point. And I remember just the big hullabaloo about it at the time. Paranorman 3D, love this movie, really great. Paranormal Activity 1 through 3. I tried to sell this at TradeSmart. I tried to trade it in one time when I was kind of paring down the collection. I've done that every once in a while where I'll trim it down a little bit and just trade in movies. They wouldn't take this. This is the only one, out of like 100 Blu-rays I went in and took in to trade, this is the only one they wouldn't take. Why? Pan's Labyrinth, never seen it, never seen it, never seen it. The Essentials, never seen it. One day I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh, I get it. Out of the Furnace, Christian Bale, Scott Cooper, haven't seen it. So many movies I haven't seen. I need to go through these and watch a lot of these, but the reason why I bought most of them was because I wanted to watch them. That's why I got them. The other guys, haven't seen it. Heard really good things. The Orphanage, speaking of Guillermo del Toro, there's another one. The Orphanage, I haven't seen this. Heard really good things. Office Space, I've seen a fair bit of this movie, but I've never seen it from beginning to end. Mike Judd, love Mike Judd. Non-Stop with Liam Neeson. One of my favorite creature movie nights we've ever did. If you've never seen it, definitely go watch that. That short was ridiculous and really fun to put together, and you should totally watch it. If you've seen Non-Stop, it'll be even funnier. No Country for Old Men. Excellent Coen Brothers movie. This is probably my favorite of theirs. Fun fact, doesn't have a score at all in the movie. You can't even notice. The New World extended cut. I've never seen this Terrence Malick movie with Colin Farrell. I think he's John Smith and such. He's John Smith, right? It's pretty much Pocahontas. No? Yeah. He plays John Smith. And Christian Bale's in it, which is funny because Christian Bale is in Pocahontas, the movie. I can't remember which character he plays, but he does a voice in there. So he did 2 different John Smith movies. The Negotiator with Kevin Spacey and Samuel L. Jackson. Very good movie. It's one of those kind of hostage situations. It's a little bit like John Q a little bit. Natural Born Killers, I haven't seen this, but this is the director's cut. Oliver Stone actually came to Denver recently and had a screening at the Alamo. I wasn't able to go see it and catch him. Secondhand Lions, this is a fun one. I like this one. This is a good family movie. It kind of reminds me of movies like, Forrest Gump and stuff. Cool Hand Luke, Paul Newman, cannot go wrong with this movie. This movie's great. This is one of movies of my childhood that I loved. And it's just a really great movie. I love prison movies, and that's one of my faves. Black Mass, I saw this a couple years ago for my birthday, or was it last year? 2015, okay. Yeah, so I saw this in 2015 for my birthday, and it's a good one. Johnny Depp is really great in this. I think there's some stuff they could have cut out of this, but other than that, Horrible Bosses, I have seen most of this, but not all of it. And I've seen parts of the second one as well. The first 2 Home Alone movies, classics, watched those a bunch of times growing up. Hocus Pocus, you cannot not watch this every single year around Halloween. Really good movie. Again, another Doug Jones one, where he was a big part of my childhood with this movie. So, and he scared the shit out of me because he was that guy with the stitches in his mouth. Hitman, the unrated edition with Timothy Olyphant. This was a good one. When people talk about the video game movie curse, I point to this one because even though Xavier Gens, the director, was taken off the movie, well. See, they filmed the movie and then they went back and did some major reshoots with it. And typically, when the studio like removes the director and was like, "No, we're gonna take care of this," it's not really a good sign. But I thought the movie turned out really well. I like this movie. I think it was kind of unfairly judged. I like this one a lot. And I like the Hitman series a lot, so I think it worked out. I haven't seen Hitman Agent 47 yet, the most recent one, but I was interested to check it out at some point. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I finally watched this recently, and oh my goodness, I was missing out for so fucking long. This movie is so great. Zooey Deschanel, though, looks like her brain is shut off behind her eyes. I don't know. She just looks dead inside. Whenever she's talking, she's like, "I don't know. What is going on?" And her mouth's always open. What's the deal with that? I want to like her. I want to like Zooey Deschanel. Anyway, otherwise, really great movie. The opening sequence is "So long and thanks for all the fish." What? I finally got that reference. Seamus and Jordan always said that to each other. "So long and thanks for all the fish." And I never understood what that was a reference to, and now I did. Now I do. The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. I love this movie. I thought it was really funny. Moonstruck. This movie is super sweet, and I love it. If you've never seen it, it's very heartwarming. It's a heartwarming movie. Every once in a while, you need a good heartwarming, funny, quirky movie, and this movie is heartwarming, funny, and super quirky. I love it, and Cher won an Oscar for it. And Nicolas Cage is ridiculous. "I lost my head! I lost my bride!" Spaceballs, Your Helmet is Big Edition. Is so Big Edition. Interesting. Spaceballs, classic, can't go wrong. Unbreakable, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Love me some Unbreakable. This is one of my favorite Shyamalan films. I didn't see it until probably around like 2011, and I was like, holy shit, I missed out on this because this movie's really good, and I'm surprised I never heard anybody ever talk about this movie. And then obviously with stuff that happened recently, super excited for where that's going. So people were asking me earlier if I've seen The Room. I have seen The Room, and I have it on Blu-ray, and I have a signed copy from Tommy Wiseau that says, "To Daniel, may all your dreams come true. Love, Tommy Wiseau, 01/22/2013. He dated it. He signed right over his face, and this is one of the ugliest Blu-ray cases I've ever seen. Look at the back of this. It's like there's like red text with blue and white, and it's kind of weird. I'm amazed I don't have this framed because it's signed, but I kind of like it just living on my shelf, and I can just pull it off and like, look, there's a message from Tommy.